McGill is my alma mater and it's my home. And so I care very deeply about this institution and I'm very proud of it. So it is very, very special.
The search committee spent a lot of time consulting with the McGill community. Many constituencies in McGill were invited to come and give us their feedback as to what they thought the principal challenges were facing McGill over the next 10 years. Therefore, by extension, what qualities we should look for in the next principal. Having a new principal with a good background in research was important to us. Somebody who cared about students. McGill is, after all, for and about the students. Somebody who had a collegial management style, and somebody who had a good reputation internationally and understood the need for international partnerships, international collaboration. We had over 80 applications, and they came from all over the world. So it was a very, very intensive process. And then we made our decision.
It was very exciting to hear that Suzanne, who's a McGill alum, has taken on the challenge to be the new principal. And she brings so much passion and pride, and as an alum will now be able to express herself as an alum, which she wasn't able to do in her past positions, of course, at Queen's University and at NSERC.
I was from a small village in Quebec. I came from an environment where people work really, really hard to make a living, sometimes in very difficult conditions, but that never mattered. I was always welcome here and supported. And you know, I never even thought about it because I thought that was normal. One really fond memory is arriving here on campus. I was so ready to learn about a new world and so eager. And then I realized that it was so much more than what I had imagined, because I was surrounded with students from all over the world, professors from all over the world, so the discoveries were even bigger than what I had imagined.
First time I met Suzanne was back in September 1972. I was accepted as a graduate student here at McGill, and she was there already. And that's when we first met. We shared an office with other students on the third floor of the Frank Dawson Adams building. From the first day I met her, it was obvious that Suzanne would have an academic career, because she was that type of person that it was like, you know, it was in her body that she loved it. She loved the science, she loved the discovery.
When I heard that Suzanne was going to be the next principal of McGill, I was thrilled. I know they could not have found a better person for that job. Someone who has absolutely the best credentials, someone who has national and international stature, someone who has made a difference in Canada already. Wow, I think McGill is very fortunate that Suzanne Fortier has taken over as principal of McGill.
Suzanne Fortier est une leader qui sait écouter, qui a une vision, qui rassemble les gens et qui n'a pas peur de voir vers l'avenir et d'accomplir les choses. C'est une excellente nouvelle pour Montréal.
One thing I would like to say about Suzanne Fortier is that she's an individual who won my heart, to be frank, and whom I feel very proud to call a friend. She comes from a modest background. She's proud of it. She's proud that she's succeeded as she has, but she has not let it at any time go to her head. She has a tremendous sense of confidence in who she is, what she's capable of achieving, and how important the role of others in her team, in her university, will be to her ultimate success.
During her time in Ottawa, Suzanne's major contribution was to show how leading a research council was really most done effectively if it could be done with others. And the expression that we always used together was working shoulder to shoulder. What Suzanne was also able to do was to make the connection between research and what's going on in the larger society. So she made clear the value proposition of research was not simply about the wonders of learning new things, but it was also about using that knowledge to really help us make better companies, better institutions, and a better society. And I think that's one of the key characteristics of Suzanne's mandate.
Alors la première fois que j'ai rencontré Suzanne, tout de suite ce qui m'a frappé, c'est son côté convivial, sympathique, avenant, et en même temps quelqu'un qui projetait l'image clairement d'être le chef, d'être l'indiscutable leader. En d'autres termes, quelqu'un qui a non seulement les talents d'administrateur nécessaires pour ce job assez difficile, avouons-le, mais en même temps une qualité de visionnaire et des talents de convaincre les communautés à la suivre et à partager cette vision.
She has an extraordinary capacity to understand what excellence is, how to build excellence, how to make tough choices when you have to build excellence and you have to take limited resources to move an institution forward. That will help her enormously.
The principal is the face of McGill to the world. They represent us to everybody else. And so when we graduate, we bring that name with us, and so we want the people who represent us to have the qualities that we aspire to in a leader. So whether that's integrity, that's intelligence, that's leadership, that's whatever you want it to be. And so when you have a principal that embodies all of those great qualities, I think makes her perfectly equipped to deal with any problem that comes her way.
Well, I think for me the biggest issue is to think about the role of the university in the 21st century. So much has changed in our world. McGill is truly now part of a bigger environment, and that's the global environment. It's already plugged in, this environment. It already has the privilege and the advantage of being recognized and known around the world. What a place to be. What an incredible opportunity as people of this town, this province, this country, to take advantage of what McGill has already done, to be increasingly connected.